there that you want to do a photo shoot, but you don't know how. You want to be on camera, you want to make content, you want to be on stage, you want to be doing all of these things in front of a camera, and you have no idea where to start and it's freaking you out. Hi, I'm Paige Ray. I am a commercial photographer and videographer here in Los Angeles. I've been doing this for about 10 years and I've worked with over 200 clients, and I get a lot of people on camera for the first time. It's a big process. There are a lot of nerves. Welcome to my new series, How to Get on Camera. Today we're talking about how to get on camera as the client. In this series, we're going to talk about overcoming your fear of getting on camera, how to get on camera as the model, which means once you're in front of the camera, what do you do? Plus, we're going to talk about how to compose yourself on camera. That includes posing, but that also includes rule of thirds, lighting, things like that. And we're going to talk about how to embody that next level of self by getting on camera. You'd be shocked at what you can accomplish in life once you see yourself in front of the lens. Let's talk about putting your team together, because this is going to be your first step. You don't need to be doing this alone. You can do these steps if you are doing it alone. Say you're just planning content for your brand or for your business, for your personal brand, for your social media. You can do all of these steps on your own. But if you are planning a fully produced photo shoot, you're going to want a team. If you're building out a full business and a full brand, the first person that you're going to book is actually your brand strategist, your brand designer, your website designer. They are going to get the whole process moving for you. And then once you have that vision really clear on what brand you're creating, then you will start to create the visuals, and that's when you bring a photographer and videographer into the process. What I love to do first thing is reach out to the whole team. Brand strategist, brand designer, website designer, to get us all on the same page. And I, as the photographer and videographer, I want to fully understand what our visual goals are, what the deliverables are, where they're going, how best to accommodate the space they're going into, which really comes down to, for example, I'll have web designers all the time say, we need a horizontal shot with our model in the bottom left-hand corner and lots of negative space around it so we can put text there. Some will say, I need really close-in details for a parallax scroll. It just depends on what the web designer wants, but it also obviously depends on what the client wants. So a lot of times in a full production, a photographer comes in a little bit later in the process to start to fulfill the visual goals in terms of photo and video. If you are on your own, you're still going to want to create that visual goal for yourself. You're going to start with describing overall what you want your viewers to feel when they step into your brand, no matter what your brand is. That description is also going to be your visual goals. And from there, you're going to be able to create an objective. How do you want people to feel, and where do you want them to go when they get started in your process? Much like your strategic team would do if you have a brand designer and a website designer. They're taking those visuals and then they're telling people where to go next with them. The visuals bring people in, the messaging brings people in, and then you need to tell them what to do next. Are you a content creator? Do you want them to click on something? Do you want them to buy something from an affiliate that you're promoting? Do you just want them to like, subscribe, XYZ so that you build your own platform? You got to tell people where to go. And then what I want to do is turn that ultimately into a shot list. I need to know what the deliverables are going to be. So what photos and videos do you want to have in hand at the end of the day? Exactly how many photos do we need, where they're going, what is their purpose? I'm very, very clear as your photographer and videographer what we're doing with these images. We're not just randomly creating things. We have a purpose for everything. Here are the different places where you might be using your photos. You might be using them on social media, using them on your website. Maybe you're using them in Facebook ads. Maybe you're speaking on stage and you need a speaker bio photo to go along with your entrance. You'll need them for graphics. You'll need them for blogging. You will need your photos in so many different ways you can't even imagine yet. And you'll want videos for those same places. What we're seeing in terms of websites and just online presence these days is a lot more movement. And photos, of course, are the major player, but while we are creating a fully produced video for your brand or business, we are also creating individual clips to simply create movement in small places throughout your website and other places in your online presence. So that video, not just the full video, but the video clips can be just as powerful as photos and just as useful. So there are a ton of different uses for all of these. For example, with Facebook ads, if we produce a 1 minute or a 15-minute video for you, you're probably not going to run a 15-minute video in your Facebook ad, but we might pull B-roll clips from that ad. We might pull some of the A-roll clips too and create a 15-second spot for your Facebook ad. There's a lot of different uses. Or maybe your Facebook ad is a graphic made with your photos. There's a ton of different things that you could do. And we want to nail them all down before we get fully into the photo shoot. We are going to move on to the next step, which is getting the rest of the details set for your shoot. Location, prop list, do we need models? Do we need hair and makeup? Do we need wardrobe? The answer to most of those is yes. First of all, whether you're in front of the camera or it's a model in front of the camera, you absolutely need hair and makeup every time across the board. You cannot skip this step. The camera, even in your most beautiful natural state, and your natural state is very beautiful, obviously, but the camera is going to wash you out. So even your natural state is not gonna look like you. Even a light makeup like you might wear day to day or for meetings is still not gonna look like you on camera. You need a little more professional hair and makeup just to make yourself on camera look like your day-to-day self, right? We wanna match those selves. And that is a hard pill to swallow, honestly, for a lot of people who don't like wearing makeup. Not everybody does, and that's great. I'm the same way. I'm not a heavy makeup person day to day, but you can see right now on camera, I feel like I'm wearing a ton of makeup. It's way more than I usually use to like run errands, but I'm on camera and I've got lighting on me. So it becomes necessary, but once you start seeing the results, once you start seeing that even if it feels a little bit heavier, you actually look really good on camera, you'll get way into it, you'll get really excited for it, it'll feel good, it'll feel natural, it will flow. I prefer a wardrobe stylist on set. If you're working with models, you absolutely need a wardrobe stylist. If it's you in front of the camera as the face of your business, I have absolutely had clients who pick out their own wardrobe because they have a great wardrobe to pick from at home. But I would tell you that a wardrobe stylist makes a world of difference. I can give you guidance and tell you what will look good on camera, what won't look good on camera, but a wardrobe stylist is going to make you feel like, oh my God, like this is the person that I have been trying to embody as myself forever, and here I am showing up as that person in front of the camera. It's an incredible experience. I highly recommend it, and it's something that can reverberate past your shoot. You can keep wearing those looks. Suddenly you're that next level version of yourself. Of course, you're gonna need a prop list, and this will also vary depending on what your final shoot goals are. Are you a product-based brand? Do you sell a product? You're going to not only need your product on hand, obviously, but you're going to want to art direct around that product. So what scene are you building? What props do you need for that scene? If you're using models, what are the models doing in the scene? What props do they need for that? Same thing for you as a founder. If it's you on camera, what do you use? What tools do you use to get your work done, to run your business? Location is one of my favorite things to talk about because, for example, I want you to imagine that your brand, your business, if you're a content creator, no matter what you're doing, you are telling a story to the people that you want to watch it, and that story needs a backdrop. For example, think of your story like a play. And of course, what you would do for a play is build a custom backdrop so that that story can play out exactly where it needs to be playing out. And it's the same for the location. You don't have to build a custom location, though you can. And especially for product shoots, you're going to build out scenes often very specifically for the product. For lifestyle, for models, for whatever it is you're shooting, for apparel, for everything else, you can usually find a location that really sets the scene for that brand story that you are talking about. If you are doing video, you are going to want a script. What the script looks like completely depends on the project that we're shooting. So it could be a short script, it could be a long script. Some people like to speak extemporaneously and use bullet points as a launching pad. Some people like every word detailed. If that's your jam, no matter what it is, we bring a teleprompter so that you're not just flying solo. There are a lot of ways to do this, but don't be intimidated by a script. Don't be intimidated by talking to camera. We have got so many support systems to make it easy and to really make you look incredible on camera. It's gonna be a fun experience. Once we have all of these pieces in place, create a creative brief. Now, if I'm your photographer, I'm making a creative brief. Oftentimes what I'm doing is matching my creative brief up with the website designer who has their own creative brief for the overall project of the website. A lot of times I'm launching off that to create the photo shoot brief. What's in the brief? This is where all of the details that we just discussed come together in one place so that your whole team can be on one page. So in the brief, I have the shoot objective, I have the aesthetics, I have the mood board, I have the shot list, I have the schedule for the day, which is really important. And what you can do if you have a big team on this, if it's a big production, as your photographer, what I'm gonna do is break that schedule out into a call sheet, and the call sheet is much more detailed. It has the schedule for the day, but it also names everybody who's gonna be on set, what time they're gonna be on set, where they're gonna go. In Los Angeles, not only should you be putting the address, but you should also be putting the parking situation, because Los Angeles is quite the city for parking. I don't know if you've heard. You're gonna want all of the info and everybody's phone numbers and their role on set, especially if it's a big team. So that can also be within the creative brief, but I like to break that out as a separate call sheet because that's going out to the whole team. And usually a creative brief is for internal, it's for client, it's for creative director, it's for website designer and brand strategist. Thank you so much for being here. Like, subscribe, leave a comment if you want to see more. Please join us here if you want to learn how to look amazing on camera and be magnetic on camera. This is your spot, so join us. There goes my dog. Honestly, sometimes getting on camera is like, it's like this if you're making content.